Welcome back everyone to another trade recap, and I've not done a trade recap for a while, so I thought I'd cover the recent trade that I took that I did post on my community tab on my YouTube channel. This trade again was on GBP USD. This pair is becoming one of my favourite pairs to trade. As of late, Euro USD hasn't actually been as clean as GBP USD in my opinion, so for the most part, most of the trades I've been taking recently have been on GU. And I did start out by trading, a lot of the time Euro USD, and that's what I focused on at the beginning when I first started trading smart money concepts. And then I did integrate GU into there as well. So this is going to be quite a quick one. I'm not going to waffle on, I'm just going to jump straight into it. So as you can see here, I'm going to jump onto the daily chart, because what I do is I jump onto the daily chart and just see where around we are in the daily to begin with. As you probably know, higher time frame is key, and to know where you are in the higher time frame is really, really important. So as you can see, if I just zoom out a little bit, we've been on a downtrend for a long time now, since around May 2021. So for around a year, we've been pretty bearish for a while, and then in the recent months here, we've actually just dropped through the floor a little bit. So what I'm seeing is obviously we on the large scale here, we've got a break, we get a nice impulse down, and then at late we've got this last break here. So we break down, so a daily down. The daily down, obviously the daily is heavily bearish, dropping down onto the 4 hour now. What we will see is on the 4 hour, it's a similar kind of situation to the daily. We have a nice impulse down here, we have a pullback, we have a break, we come down, we break again. So if I just mark out this break, we have a break to the downside, a 4 hour down. So on the 4 hour, we are obviously also pretty bearish, and what I've seen on the 4 hour is, if I just get my pen tool, we've had a 4 hour change of character. So we've come down, we've had a pullback, and then we've took out this low right here with this wick, and then we have took out this high, and then we could see trades from somewhere around here in order to pull back. But as you can see, we didn't actually pull back into this area here to continue, so we didn't come and do this. What we've actually done is, if I just get my premium discount, this is our highest point down to our lowest point, and as you can see, we've already had a pullback into the EQ of the 4 hour range. So with this, I was thinking if I drop down onto the 15 minute, what we could see now is we could see this continuation of, let me just get rid of all this, we could see this continuation of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, and then we could put in a new lower low. So that's my overall, higher time frame bias and intentions. So what I'm going to do now is drop down onto the 15 minute. So once dropping onto the 15 minute, as you can see, it's quite messy. We've been ranging around a little bit, and then on the most recent price action here, so we've had a break here, we've had a pullback, we've had a break here, we've broke the low here, and then if I just mark out the most recent break, as you can see, we broke here. So that would be a 15 down. A 15 down, we come down, pull back, and then we break again. So we broke again. So that would be also a 15 down. And as you can see, we've also had a 15-minute change of character. So we've come down, we've pulled back, we've taken this low very slightly with this wick right here, and then we've come up and then taken the high. So for me now, what I'm looking for is, we could come back into, some sort of area down here if obviously we could refine it onto a lower time frame. So what I was looking for at this point is, I was just looking at the charts and I was thinking, is there any points of interest, in the premium area of the 15 minute in order to take trades to the downside? Because as you already know, the daily and the 4 hour are both bearish, heavily bearish at that. So what I was thinking is, if we get a tap into a decent area up here, we could see shorts, at least on the short term, because obviously we're trading against the 15 minute here. And the one thing that I do is I usually trade obviously pro trend to the 15 minutes. So basically, pro trend now would obviously be long positions, because obviously we've broken structure here. So we've broken structure here to the upside. So pro trend moves for the 15 minute would be longs. But what I was thinking, obviously, with the higher time frame both being bearish, is we could see short term shorts come into the play, and then ride it down a little bit and take some profit. So for me on the 15 minute, we haven't actually got any nice POIs. So what I did is I dropped down onto the 10 minute, and then as you can see here, we have an engulfed buy to sell candle right here if I just mark it out. So we have this nice doji here, and it's an engulfed buy to sell. So if you don't know what a buy to sell is, it's just a buy candle before the sell off. So as you can see, we have the buy to sell, we create this here, and then it comes back and taps into it over here. So as you can see, once the price tapped into this area here, I dropped down onto my entry time frame, which is the 1 minute. As you can see, at this moment in time, I was just waiting on the charts to see what was going to happen. At this point, we've not actually tapped into the POI, so I was just waiting patiently. And then as you can see, we come up, we tap into this POI right here. We have a nice little drive in, and then as you can see, we get a bearish candle. We then drop down. We then take the high. So as you can see here, we have this high taken. So if I just mark that out for you guys, we take the high. So that would be a chalk up. And then the low to be taken would be this right here. So then we take the low, so chalk down. And then I was just waiting for that low to be taken to see what would happen next. And then as you can see, we do get our change of character. And then at this moment in time, I was thinking, you know, where could we get involved? But I want to see a little bit more price action before getting involved in this, because the change of character happened really quickly, and then I actually did miss the entry. So what I did is just waited. So I actually missed this candle right here, and I didn't actually enter on time. You know, what I was going to do is I was going to enter on a sell limit, and then as I said before, you know, I missed this candle right here, so we would have already been tapped in. So what I was waiting for is a little bit more price action to see if there was another entry. And then as you can see, we do start coming down. We dawdle around a little bit. But the main thing here for me is we've come up, we've come down, we've had a chalk, and then we've tried to push up again in this candle, and we've failed to break this high right here. So for me, then when we broke this low right here, so we had a 1 minute break of structure. For me, once we broke that, that is what gave me confidence in order to get involved at a lower price. So what I did is I waited for this break of structure, and then as you can see, we have this lovely little doji right here. And I was thinking, obviously, if price has broke below this here, what I was thinking is we could retrace into this doji, and then we could see, you know, price move lower. So what I did is I marked this out right here. I took my my short tool, entered on this, and I entered with a 2.5 pip stop. So the 2.5 pip stop did obviously cover this high right here. So obviously, if we come above this, I would imagine we would just smash through this POI. But the last unmitigated zone is this right here. So what I did is I targeted 7R. But as you can see, I set my order on here, a sell limit. And then what I was doing is waiting to see if I got tagged in. We don't actually get tagged in on that candle right there. So I was still waiting. We then get tagged in. We come really close to stop loss. So we're now tagged into the trade. And all I was doing is obviously waiting to see what price was going to do. And then as you can see, we do start coming down. We do retrace a little bit. But you know, this trade was pretty straightforward, textbook setup, and you know, we run to TP in, if I just measure this here, so we got tagged in on this candle, and then we took TP right here. So 21 minutes, 7R, really nice trade. But yeah, if you did find any value from this trade recap, guys, please drop a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel for future recaps and educational videos, and if you're new here, I've already dropped a lot of educational videos, and what you can do with those educational videos is watch those, put them together with the trade recaps I'm releasing, and obviously you'll be able to see more in depth what I'm talking about. So yeah, you can go ahead, put in the work, guys, and you will be able to learn a lot from these videos. So without further ado, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.